Anyone who has ever walked into this room of our experience center has always given out one expression. And the expression is that, is this enough to have a great home cinema experience? And well, the reason why they do that or they say that is that the room size is barely 13 feet by 11 feet. And this room was designed to prove one simple point, that you don't need to have a huge room to build a great home cinema experience. A great home cinema experience only requires you to make the right decisions. And if you look at most of the modern day apartments, especially the rooms like bedroom, guest rooms, media rooms, TV rooms, work from home rooms, all of these rooms are small, compact. And that is where the people are desiring to create a nice home cinema experience. And this room was created only for that. So in my today's video, I'm going to explain you how a small room can have a big cinema experience. The only way to achieve that is to make the right decisions. Now, the first golden rule of designing a great home cinema experience is to understand the layout. Now, the layout of this room is 13 feet by 11 feet with the door on a smaller wall of 11 feet. Now, the usual instinct that most people would carry is that use the longer length as your viewing distance and use the smaller length to put your screen. But we did the exact opposite. We used the bigger wall for our screen and we used the smaller distance as our viewing distance. And you know what? This worked for us in many ways. The first thing that we could achieve was a screen size that was great for that particular viewing distance, which is 100 inches diagonal. The second thing that it could work for us is to give us an ample speaker spread, the sound stage, the bass behavior, and to accommodate 4 recliners. Everything just worked flawlessly. And that's how, for designing a great home cinema experience, you need to have all of these parameters checked and not just go by the thumb rule of using the long distance as the screen, or the screen viewing distance. So the entire structure came alive by only one major change, and that is to use the bigger wall for screen and the smaller wall to wall distance for the viewing distance. Now, if you look at the screen size out here is barely 92 to 100 inches diagonal, which means that the width is 8 feet or close to 8 feet and the height is close to quarter to 4 feet. Now, this screen size on a wall of 13 feet for anybody would say that it is very, very small. But in spite of this being small, it is very, very apt for the viewing distance of only 10 feet when we have to consider the recliners from the back wall. But the advantage that we got out here is that in spite of the screen width being 8 feet, when someone watches a clip over here, they feel that the screen is almost 13 feet wide. And that is because the sound stage matches with the screen size, where it tries to compensate and cover the extra balance areas into making the room look much more grand. So when a car moves across the screen or a music opens up in a movie scene, the sound does not feel trapped inside the screen width. It opens beyond it. And this is really what makes a small room feel cinematic. It is not just loudness, it is pure scale that comes into the effect. Now let's come to the second most important thing in a home cinema experience, and that is bass. Now bass is where most of the small rooms usually fail. Because 13 feet by 11 feet, if I just have to ask you that how many subwoofers would you use? You would say that एक subwoofer काफी है, I don't need to go for more than one subwoofer. But we did not do that mistake. We have got two subwoofers, one out here and the other one on the other side of the cabinet. And these two subwoofers are now working in sync to give consistent bass across all the seats. And the purpose was very, very clear. It wasn't to get more noise, it was to get better control. And this can happen only when you plan for the room with regards to the sitting arrangements, with regards to the speaker positions, the subwoofer position, and then you calculate the null points, where would the extra arrangements be required. Finally, then that home cinema experience with the right bass can be achieved. Now, to those of you who are having smaller room sizes, who are barely using 2 to 4 chairs in that room, and who want to achieve a great home cinema experience, the thoughts would primarily tell you to go for a most premium Atmos configuration, and that is 7.2.4, right? But you know what? That is not always the necessity. In this room, we have used a minimum configuration of only 5.2.2. So there are 3 speakers in the front, 2 in the surround, 2 in the ceiling, and 2 subs on the floor. And that is the only configuration. Now I know for a fact that I'll have a lot of people asking me that why are you not going for at least 5.1.4 or a 7.1.2 kind of configuration. But hear me out. This room, the distance that we are using from the screen to the sitting is barely 10 feet. The wall to wall distance is 11 feet, which means my sofas and the recliners are already close to the back wall. The moment I put side and rear surrounds, then I'm not going to have that kind of sound separation, because the rear surrounds are going to throw the sound towards the screen and not towards my ears. So we have smartly placed them on the corners. So if you look around over here, we have done a small corner diagonal element where we have the speakers on top of each other and they throw the sound towards the sitting area. Now, only two surrounds, one on the left, one on the right, has given us a great sound experience. Even for the Atmos, since the setting is already close to the back wall, we have got only one row of Atmos speakers, and that is more than enough. Because in a small room, getting the angle separation and getting the distance between the speakers is very, very crucial. So if I put in more number of speakers, it is not going to necessarily give me a great experience. The great experience can come only if I keep certain margins and certain angles between the surrounds and the Atmos. Now that we have discovered that for achieving a great home cinema experience, you don't have to have maximum number of channels, you need to have the right number of channels. So let's talk about the other things that also matter to achieve this experience, and that is the room acoustics and the calibration. Now for a room size of 13 by 11 feet, the acoustics should not be overdone where the room becomes dead. You need to have some liveliness. So what we did out here is that since our room is already wide in terms of the sound stage, we decided to treat the first and the second reflection points. So these two have been treated with nice fabric cover on the top. And if you see this particular area, which is right next to the speakers, is directly the wall, just painted dark wall. But the first and the second reflection points are the only 2 points that we have treated in this overall room. Even the carpet that is used is only in the front area, which is on a loose carpet of 6 feet by 8 feet, and the rest of the flooring is wooden flooring. Now for the subsequent reflection points, what we did is we used a nice OSD woodboard to act as a diffuser. So this band goes all the way to the top, runs on the other side where the door is as well. So the door actually gets flushed into this diffuser board. So it was a very, very smart move in ensuring that the sound becomes much more livelier in this room. Even if you look at the back wall, on the back wall, the speakers which the front speakers opposite side has been treated with these abfusers. Now abfusers is a mixture of absorption and diffusers. So behind is all foam, in the front you have got a wooden bar, then in the middle we have got some panels of wood wool board which is wrapped up with a black fabric, and then the rest of the wall is just an empty wall. So out of the entire wall we have barely used 30%. The lower part is obviously absorbed by the recliners, so there's all empty wall again at the back. But with these kind of basic acoustics, which can be used or which can be done using loose panels, we are still able to achieve the reverberation time that is required according to the industry standards. And that is what is required for home theater. You should not just have a plain fabric paneling stuck up all on all the walls. You need to actually divide it into absorption, diffusion, and then play around in the room. Now that we have covered up on the acoustics, let's come to the last and the most important part, which is the speakers and calibration. Now the speakers in this room, which is 13 feet by 11 feet, I know anybody would tell me that my small satellites are wonderful. And we also started with small satellites, but since it's an experience center, we can't just have only one speaker package. We have to have multiples and we keep changing them. The first package that we loved in this room was no doubt the Sonodyne Micro HTS and the Polk TL1600. Now these are basic satellite speakers which are barely around 60,000 rupees. Then comes the big giants like Focal Thiva N3. Now Focal Thiva N3 is a 300 watt speaker, very big drivers, as well as it's a three-way speaker. The center speaker is also massive. Now these kind of speakers have also been played in this room, but yet they all sound phenomenal. Each and every speaker package that we have played out here has always been the winner, and it has been giving a very, very enjoyable experience to all of our clients. And the only reason that it could work out very well is that the calibration that we did on the system is of Dirac. Now the Dirac calibration was done using the OnCue AV receiver, which is fine tuned by our engineers because they very well know how each and every speaker can sound and how the space needs to perform. So we try to play around with the calibration, we try to play around with different demo scenes, and then we try to see how each of the speaker package today really blends well into the room and feels as if they belong only and only here. So a lot of things depend upon the right speaker selection as well as the right calibration. You can bring in the best gear in the world, but if the room is not calibrated well, if the acoustics are not performed very well, the entire experience goes for a toss. So, what did we start differently to achieve a big cinema in a small room? Well, we did not think and start with products, that is for sure. If you saw in my entire conversation, we just spoke about how this entire room can stay alive because this is an experience center and it's a room where products keeps changing, but we wanted the room to stay here forever in the manner that it is today. And for that, we started with a simple approach of making decisions. The first decision of screen orientation, the second decision of the screen size, the number of chairs, the third decision was about the speakers, the placement of the surrounds, the front wide soundstage, number of subwoofers required accordingly, etc. And then finally, the calibration and the acoustics. So, for any room, this is how the methodology has to be. And if you have anybody in Pune, or even if you're planning to pay a visit to Pune, you're always welcome at our experience center to test this room for yourself and make the decisions. And for all of you who have small compact rooms in their homes and you're planning to convert them into a great home cinema experience, please send us your room details using the link that is shared in the description and let our AV experts handhold you, guide you with the right stages to help you achieve your dream of big cinema experience. Thank you so much for watching. I, Tanmay Mehta, your home cinema consultant or home theatre wale bhaiya, will see you again in my next video. Bye bye.